Mm-hmm.
how not useful that is. I mean, there's
To
comparing
comparison.
anyway, and then to have that as an avenue of just more comparison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, oh, so,
Well, yeah, comparison is one of the ego's best tools to maintain separation. Because if I
yes,
see differences, separation, difference, judgment, and attack.
an attack. I have to say that the Avita practice and the way you teach and teach your teachers to teach has helped so much with that,
Mm-hmm.
right? That we're all where we are, that there's a shape for everyone.
There's a shape for
There's a
everyone.
shape for
Yeah.
everyone to like start out in a T, and that maybe even if it doesn't change, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like in other styles of yoga, teachers kind of miss that point, and people do compare. They're like,
It's constant comparison.
constant comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. The mirror.
Yes. And
The
wanting,
mirror is like a double reflection. If life itself is a reflection of our thought, then the mirror is just an actual mirror is like a, a second removal from truth. And that's the story of narcissist, right? When
yes,
he looks in the water and sees his own reflection and then falls in love with it. And
yes.
and that's we do that with mirrors,
Mm-hmm.
and then and that's basically the story of what we've all done. We've fallen in love with the reflection. And Plato, Socrates, Jesus, Lao Tzu, so many um, saints and mystics that have awakened from that and recognized the truth have basically told us, appearances are not our reality. And so we have to fall in love with true love, which is just a gentle letting go. And that happens to fit perfectly here with our next lesson, number 68. Thank you for the segue.
Yes.
Um, love holds no grievances. Yeah. So a comparison by nature would be a grievance because
Absolutely.
it really is. It's either a game of one-upmanship or one downmanship,
Yes.
which will result in guilt, and guilt must be punished. So there's the grievance. In the first paragraph, it says, "You who were created by love like itself can hold no grievances and know yourself." There's the answer to narcissist. To hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. To hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and to condemn the body to death. Remember, death is not just the seeming death of the body, but the death is anything that's not love. Even the Course tells us that even a even a sigh, the simplest little sigh, is the thought of death. Remember, there are no neutral thoughts. Perhaps you do not yet fully realize just what holding grievances does to your mind. And then we could say, and to your body. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him. It makes you believe that he, God, is like what you think you have become. For no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. Wow. See how tricky that is? If we believe we are bodies, then we make God in the body's image. Most of us grew up with this idea of an old man with a beard sitting in the clouds, and that's how we caricaturize God. It's true. We cannot conceive of our creator unlike ourselves. So when we use the word creator, Now that means it's impossible to think of our reality as perfect love, as an extension of God, our Creator, unlike ourselves. Thankfully, we cannot not do that. The flip side of it is, as egos, we believe we are our own maker, or we believe that God made us in form. So there's the reverse projection, and that's a massive trap. And once we can begin to identify that, then we can start to choose against it. All right, we're just gonna take it easy here today. I'm gonna have you lie lengthwise on your bolster, have your feet toward the wall. Yep, have plenty of room to stretch your legs out. Sit right on top, slowly. Yep, yeah, just come onto your back. Let your head be a little less supported. Just have a moment here with your knees bent and your feet or your hands at your side. Just nice and easy. The Avita practice is it's a moving meditation, all inspired by love itself. Every shape, every moment in the shapes is ultimately used as a moving meditation to bring us through the senses, beyond the body, to our reality as a perfect extension of God's love, which is the Christ mind, which is true self. And here's the first line in paragraph 2. Shut off from yourself. We could say, shut off from your true self, which remains aware of its likeness to its creator. Your self seems to sleep, while the part of your mind that weaves illusions is in its sleep, appears to be awake. This is the reversal that the dream does. We're dreaming, and when you're dreaming at night, you believe it to be real. The same way this line here, this powerful kind of long line, is saying, hey, you've reversed the process. You're basically sleepwalking. And to go to sleep at night is it's a dream within a dream, or we're sleeping within a sleep. Yeah. Shut off from true self. We seem to be awake, but really we are characters in a dream. Can all this arise from holding grievances? Oh yes. For he who holds grievances denies he was created by love, and his creator has become fearful to him in his dream of hate. Who can dream of hatred and not fear God? Wow. See, we even have that line. Are you a God-fearing person? I remember that as a kid. It all just starts to weave and adjust and adapt, and like a kind of like one giant conspiracy. Now we'll open the arms out in a T shape, extend the legs out, take up a little space. Let the yoga be easy. So that we can really tune in to these words and the guidance that Jesus is giving us here. With your head and heart relaxed, slowly turn your head to the right. Let the yoga come to you. Find a little resistance in the neck, and then be with that resistance without resistance. Paragraph 3. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will redefine God in their own image, as it is certain that God created them like himself and defined them as part of him. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt, as it is certain that those who forgive will find peace. See, guilt demands punishment. Peace begets love. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will forget who they are, as it is certain that those who forgive will remember who they are. Grievances condemn, grievances uphold the dream, grievances uphold confusion. Forgiveness is the way out. It is through forgiveness, which, remember, is our only function here, to return and remember who we are. Slowly turn your head through the center to the left. It says in paragraph 4, would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this were so? Perhaps you do not think you can let your grievances go. That, however, is simply a matter of motivation. Today we will try to find out how you would feel without them. If you succeed, even by ever so little, there will never be a problem in motivation ever again. And the reason for that is because if we can just get a taste of the holy instant, one little instant without fear, without confusion, without grievance, a moment of real divine connection, the taste will be so beautiful and so desirable, we won't want to go back to the pain. It's too painful to stay in the ego state of mind. Now, are we going to slip? Yes, we'll slip. The grievances and the judgments will come up, but we get better and better. That's the practice. We catch ourselves. We know what we really want now. Just let that sink in. I know what I want. I want the peace of God. Love holds no grievances. Grievances cannot coexist with true self. Bring your head back to the center. And raise your arms up toward the ceiling. Good. Interlock your fingers. Squeeze your palms a little bit. Extend the elbows. And now invert your palms toward the ceiling. Good. Reach away, not with too much effort. Make it sustainable. If there's any pain starting to come up in your low back, just bend the knees, have the feet on the floor. Slowly lower your arms overhead. Now just get to this point where you find the first little bit of blockage. Make this very, very sustainable. Okay, I just want you to have the shape with the least amount of effort. Touch into the blockage in your shoulder the same way this paragraph 5 is asking us to touch into the grievances in our mind. Begin today's extended practice period by searching your mind for those against whom you hold what you regard as major grievances. Some of these will be quite easy to find. Then think of the seemingly minor grievances you hold against those you like and even think you love. How's that for lines of deep honesty? Can we be that honest with ourselves? It will quickly become apparent that there is no one against whom you do not cherish grievances of some sort. This has left you alone in all the universe in your perception of yourself. Now, with a gentle acknowledgement, slowly bring your hands back up. We don't have to fix anything. We just have to be honest for a moment here and acknowledge the grievances. Some big, some teeny tiny, but it matters not. Big or little, a grievance will take your peace away. Turn your palms back to face you. Move the interlock of your fingers over one notch. Invert your palms again. Lower slowly. This is what the lesson is asking us to do in our longer practice periods. Just have a moment to be deeply self-honest. And the Course, by the way, defines honesty. It defines honesty as being consistent in our thinking. So, in applying this lesson for the day, I'll just consistently look to various people in my life. Some I spend a lot of time with, some I spend little or no time with. Maybe I just know them because I hear about them on the news. Near or far, they serve as perfect targets to project our grievance, which only reinforces it in ourselves. That's the line from the Bible. Judge not, lest ye be judged. It's not God judging. It's the judge being reflected, being grown inside yourself as you think you're giving it away. Raise up slowly. That refers back to the line, that we read earlier in this lesson. If you only knew the impact that a grievance had on your mind, but we can also say that we can feel the grievance impact in our bodies. Turn your palms back to face you. Rest your arms gently at your sides. Paragraph 6. Determine now to see all these people as friends. Say to them all, thinking of each one in turn as you do so, I would see you as my friend, that I may remember you are a part of you are part of me, and come to know myself. I would see you as my friend, that I may remember you are part of me, and come to know myself. Just bend your knees up, feet on the floor. To heal is to make whole. So this could be a person that you learn about in the news. It could be someone far or near. But now we're relinquishing the judgment, we're withdrawing the projection, and we begin to see these people as friends. That we remember, we bring together, we join, we come together so that we may know ourselves. Let's just slowly, gently roll onto one side. Just take all the time you need. Roll onto one side. You can even curl up on your side here for a moment. This is a nice place to just kind of entertain this next paragraph. It says, spend the remainder of the practice period trying to think of yourself as completely at peace with everyone and everything, safe in a world that protects you and loves you, and that you love in return. Try to feel safety surrounding you, hovering over you, and holding you up. Try to believe, however briefly, that nothing can harm you in any way. Remember that these words are speaking to you as a mind. At the end of the practice period, tell yourself, love holds no grievances. Gently push yourself up. See if you can keep your eyes closed and stay inside as you find a comfortable seat. All right, now seated, close your eyes and I'll finish these few lines here. It says, love holds no grievances. When I let all my grievances go, I will know I am perfectly safe. The short practice periods should include a quick application of today's idea in this form. Whenever any thought of grievance arises against anyone, physically present or not, love holds no grievances. Let me not betray myself, my true self. Let's just sit with that idea a moment. This gentle request to be deeply self-honest. Watch the grievances come up because they will. We can start to smile at them. Look at it as a little game that the ego plays to maintain a sense of separation and separate individual self-identity. Without this compare and contrast, without this judgment, the ego no longer exists. Well, it never existed in the first place, but it loses all of its seeming power. And then we gain all of our true power as true self. Love holds no grievances. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.